Hello, 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 Stacy here again. I was realizing that the sound on here might not be the best. I don't have the greatest setup, but I'm doing what I can do. So hopefully this does not sound too bad to you. I don't think it's about well, to me, I feel like if you're here to hear some advice, then you're here for the words I'm going to speak and not the sound of this. Even though I know sound is very important, but I can't do much about it right now because I don't have the equipment that I would like or the knowledge of how to figure this out. So I will figure it out sooner than later, but for right now, I know that you're here for some good advice. So hello, if you don't know who I am Stacy. Welcome. So I debated on whether I wanted to make this the first one or the second one, but I had already did the first episode, which was just a little bit of introduction about me. Introduction, did I say that right? Introduction to me, or where I've been, or kind of, I don't know. I don't even know, but you should listen to it if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. And if that is the reason why you're here for episode number 2, thank you so much for coming over here. I am so hungry right now, but I wanted to get this done. I'm going to try and hopefully do this without any edits in it. So if there's a lot of pausing and stuff, you know what my brain is thinking or something. So let's get into it. I went on my Instagram and I asked if anybody had any advice questions, and a lot of you came through. So that makes me happy. Thank you guys so much for coming through. So let's get started. The first question was, ¿A dónde puedo ir como primera cita con mi crush? That was a question sent in by Khalees Busta. Khalees Busta. And basically the question was, where can I take my crush on a first date? And that is a really good question. Because, I just bumped into the microphone and I just hit Tiki with my elbow. My doggies are in here with me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, ¿A dónde puedo ir como primera cita con mi crush? So I'm going to answer this in Spanish, and I'm also going to answer it in English. I'll answer it in Spanish since the question was in Spanish first, so you guys get to hear a little bit of Spanish, see if you guys can decipher what the heck I'm saying. So, Khalees, esa es una pregunta muy buena. Yo diría que la llevaras o lo llevaras a un restaurante, su favorito restaurante o el tuyo, o si ustedes quieren probar algo nuevo y ustedes están dispuestos a probar algo nuevo, o dispuestas. Entonces ahí puede ser una magnífica idea de ir a probar algo que han querido probar, o también nomás a caminar a un parque o a tomar un helado o no sé, hay muchas cosas. Deberían de hablar ustedes dos a ver qué tipo de cosas les interesa, y de allí escoger una parte o ir a escoger a dónde. O si es que quieres sorprenderla, surprise her. I'm sometimes really bad with my Spanish. Sorprenderla, entonces nomás pon atención a las cosas que le gustan. Y de allí puedes escoger a dónde llevarla. Y mi español ahorita está muy malo y lo hablo muy gringo, pero hice lo mejor que podía. So I really do hope I answered that question in Spanish properly. I am really bad at Spanish lately. I've realized my Spanish is breaking. Like, I can speak it, I can listen to it. I mean, I can understand it, I can speak it, and I can write it, but if you don't practice, you know what happens is it goes down the drain. So I need to practice more. But to Khalees Busta, I usually, oh my gosh, I can't even speak. Oh my goodness, I just said basically like whatever your crush's favorite place is, a favorite restaurant or a favorite junk food place, or you guys can even go to the movies. Khalees también puedes ir a las películas a ver una película, pero a mí no me gusta ir a la película en una primera cita porque no puedes conocer a la persona muy bien o a tu crush. No puedes, es estar con ellos, pero no puedes hablar mucho porque te toma el tiempo y en ese tiempo puedes usarlo para hablar en vez de ver la película. So, no me gusta llevarlas a la película. No me gusta ir a ver películas en las primeras citas. Eso déjalo para después. Pero sí. But yeah, so I was saying that I don't really like going to the movies. I said you could go to a movie, but then I realized, no, I don't think a movie would be a good idea. Well, it depends on the person, but to me, I don't think it would be going to the ideas. Are you listening to me? Going to the movies is not a good idea for me personally, and that's my opinion. Because you don't really get to know the person. Like, those hours that you spend watching a movie and all that together is like time lost, where you could be spending that time getting to know them and laughing and enjoying the time and enjoying the moment. Not to say that, you're not enjoying it when you're watching a movie, but I feel like a first date is for you two to get to know a little bit more about each other, and the perfect way to do that is by actually talking and spending time. So, I don't know. I think I should take that option out. I mean, I would take that option out. But back to what I was saying. I was saying that, yeah, take him to their favorite place, to their favorite spot. Talk about it. I think that's an important thing, and a lot of people may think that maybe it's not a good idea, and you should surprise them, or you should take the lead and figure out where to go, and that's cool sometimes. It's all how you like and feel comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's up to you in the end, and I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with seeing what kinds of things they like, or what they're up to, or what they would like to be up to with you, or what they're comfortable with, because you also have to make them feel comfortable. And if you take them somewhere where they're not comfortable, they're not going to be enjoying themselves, or maybe they might feel like they're not enjoying themselves, or they can't enjoy themselves to the fullest because they are a little uncomfortable. So I don't know, I think it's all in communication. Está en la comunicación entre ustedes dos, and if, sometimes the other person is indecisive, or doesn't want to decide, or doesn't want to pick, so maybe you're left to pick. So that when that happens, I feel like the best thing to do is just pay attention to who they are as a person and what kinds of things they like, and go from there. Figure it out from there. Maybe you know of a spot. Maybe they love, ice cream, or gourmet ice cream, or gelato, and you go and you find a really hip place that you think they would like, and you go and you take them there. Or el ejemplo que di ahorita es de que a lo mejor a ella o a él le gusta la nieve. I don't know how to say gourmet, you guys. I don't know how to say gourmet in Spanish. A lo mejor le gustan la nieve. Entonces tú sabes eso y tú dices, voy a buscar una parte en donde hacen nieve bien cool. Entonces dices, ya sé, ahí la voy a llevar, o ahí lo voy a llevar, porque allí sé que le va a encantar probar esta nievería. Es que esa no es palabra, o sí es, no sé. Anyways, I'm horrible in Spanish, but I'm trying. So yeah, sí, eso es lo que quería decir. So, yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Just I feel like just get to know them, and by knowing just one or two things about them that that they like, you can go on that. Or if you don't really know anything that they like food wise, like restaurant wise, then maybe you know their favorite snacks, and you can come up with a little basket with all their favorite snacks and take them on a date to the park and go on a little picnic or something. It's all about knowing a little bit about the other person. If they're not comfortable with parks, obviously don't take them to a picnic in a park. If they're not comfortable around people or whatever it is, or a lot of people, then you just gauge the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be my advice on where to take your crush on their first date and stuff. So yes, sorry about the whole Spanish thing. I know I don't have to say sorry, but I think I'm just saying sorry to myself, because I'm like, well, Stacy, you know Spanish. What's wrong with you? What's going on? But like I said, it's the practice. So, next question. And I you know what I realized too? That in this episode, the volume is a little bit better. Because I think in the other one I was talking really low, but now I'm talking a little bit louder. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I've always had an issue with my microphones and stuff, that it's never been loud, and when I put it up loud, I just hear a lot of sound, and I don't have time. I don't have the program to edit it and figure out why it's. And equalize everything, or whatever the terminology is. I don't know. Anyways, next question is coming from Dreo24. What's up, Dre? And it says, advice on talking to a cute girl in class that is super quiet. Like, how do I start a conversation with her when she doesn't ever really talk in class? And by the way, number one of this, because this is part two of the comment, and it said, you are always slaying the game. Thank you so much. I just wanted to bring that up because I felt kind of cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, advice on talking to a cute girl in class that is super quiet. Well, with that being said, you know you have to initiate it, right? I mean, obviously that's why you're asking a question, does Stacy? But yeah, you're gonna have to step up to the plate and be like, "What's up? Let me take you on a date." Just kidding. Don't say that. Don't say that. Like, how do I start a conversation with her when she doesn't really talk in class? Okay, well, the good thing is that you guys have the same class, which means you have something in common, which is the class. You can always go up to her and be like, "Hi," or, no, wait, sorry, I was just thinking about my girlfriend. That's why you heard me go, hi. Anyways, I was like semi-melting here. But, which brings me to the point real quick, because I just answered it, but Boolin07 asks, are you single? Hope you don't mind. I am not single, as you just heard, my girlfriend. I am taken for life. Thank you so much for asking the question. Back to Drake. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you should ask something. You could always use the advantage of having the same class and learning the same thing to ask her something. You know, get her to see that, you know, hey, you know, I know you don't talk too much, but I noticed you and I noticed that, and I'm just here to be with you. Just kidding, don't say that either. But, you know, just use that to your advantage, and you know, you can. A lot of people don't like small talk, but you know, there's nothing wrong with finding an icebreaker to break the ice and, you know, talk to her. But I think I would probably use something about the class. You can always be like, I don't know, if your teacher's funny, for example, just be like, oh my god, that teacher's really funny. It makes learning this topic so much easier, don't you think? Or something like that, you know? Or if you're, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I don't really know what the situation is as far as, like, do you guys sit near each other? Do you guys don't? Does everybody sit everywhere every single day? Or, you know, are you ever online where you're by her or whatever? Or, you know, wait for after class, and once you guys go out or whatever, then just be like, I noticed I say over whatever a lot, huh? I'm so sorry. Excuse me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, wait for after class or something and be like, hey, so how'd you enjoy the class? Or, is this the last class of your day? I think I would probably start out with like, hey, how did you enjoy the class? Or something. Or did you understand today? My neighbors are doing something weird back there. I just don't know. I'm hearing random noises and it's a little scary. Anyways, it's scary because I'm like talking and I can hear it in the background, and this just freaks me out. Anyways, okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, I go off on topics. For those of you who know me, I do go off on topics, and I'm trying not to edit this because I want to I think it'd be really cool to just leave it, and so you guys can actually hear the craziness and hypeness and hyperness of me. So I don't know, hypeness, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I think you should just wait after school. I mean, wait after class and say that, and you know, just anything to break the ice that is not forward, you know what I mean, or too forward. I mean, if that's your style, hey, go for it. But I would just suggest, you know, start off easy, like, hey, how'd you enjoy the class? Or, you know, like, are you understanding it so far, or what's your favorite part? You know, just kind of play off of the fact that you guys both have the same class, and then introduce yourself. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you can walk her to the next class, or maybe you can walk her to the car or wherever, you know. You know, so I hope that helps, Dre. Yeah, I mean, just think of it this way: a conversation has to start, right? That's what your end goal is. So just say something, just start off. But I mean, obviously, you see in the movies that like somebody tries to talk to somebody and they're just like, you know, oh, I love your backpack or something random. You know what I mean? Like, it just starts. Just start. Just do it, because whenever you don't do it, you're just wasting a day. You're wasting the moment that you could have done it. So, good luck, Drake, on that. I know you got this. And then, on to the next question from Tyrannosaurus underscore 13x. How do you know if a relationship is worth it or not? This is such a good question, and it's like you can get such a broad answer because there's like so many things that play into this and that actually go into this, and everybody's opinion is going to be different. I'm giggling because I can hear one of my puppies like scratching themselves, and it just sounds funny. So, how do you know if a relationship is worth it or not? Okay, I think the first thing to think about is what is important to you. What makes a relationship worth it for you? I think a lot of times we tend to forget and can forget that we are very, very, very important. Our desires, our wants, our morals, our values are all play such a huge important role in figuring out what actually is worth it in a relationship and what is important to us. And sometimes we have the tendency to forget about that and let it go because we're so wrapped up in wanting it to work that we don't know if it's really working. Does that make sense? Like, we don't know if it's really working to us in the long run because right now we're just kind of pushing it to the side because, you know what, it's going to work. I really like this person. I really want to be with this person, blah, blah, blah. But I think I think it's safe to say that the reason why you're asking, or to have the reason to ask, and this is not always going to happen, but I feel like if you're asking, you kind of know your answer. You know what I mean? I think that when you know a relationship is worth it, you know it's worth it, and there's no questions. But like I said, that doesn't always mean that's how it's going to be. Every situation, every relationship, every person and event is different. I think that when you know that a relationship is worth it, like I just said, you're going to know, and it's going to feel perfect. It's going to feel right. I mean, obviously not perfect. I just say perfect because I'm just a romantic person, and I feel like perfect is it's just perfect. You know what I mean? Like, wow, Stace, that was very, and you explaining is great. But I think that if you really sit down and think about what is worth it, I think you have to ask yourself, what makes a relationship to you worth it? What kinds of things are you looking for in a relationship? What kind of things matter to you? What's something that's a deal breaker? Are you two putting oh great, I can't speak. Are you two putting equal efforts, not half, equal efforts in the relationship? Is there communication? All the things, like, for me, what's important, one of the many things that's important in a relationship is communication. Communication is huge. If there's no communication, there's going to be a lot of problems, you know what I mean? So that's why communication is something very important. Like, I tell my girlfriend, if there's anything that's going on or something's going wrong, like, or you're feeling a certain way, talk to me. Let me know. Like, I want to know if there's something that you don't like that I'm doing, or that you're having a problem with what I'm doing, or whatever it is. I would love to know. I would like to know, because then that means, okay, there's something I'm making her uncomfortable. I mean, not uncomfortable. I'm making her unhappy with, and I need to sit back and I need to say, and I need to know this, and I need to hear it, and I need to talk to her about it and see how I can improve. But that's because I want to do it. That's because that's important to me. That's something that I want to do. I want to fix it because I love her so damn much, because I love the relationship so damn much, because I know that anything that is going on is something we can get through, and it's worth it, but I don't have the question, or at least I haven't had the question of like, is it worth it or not? You know what I mean? Because I just know in my heart that she's the one I want to be with, that this is really the relationship that we're in is absolutely amazing. And yes, we have our downs and we have our ups, but every relationship does. I think that if a relationship is not worth it, you're going to know right off the bat, for the most part, and there are instances where it's going to take a while for you to know and see it. But if you're unhappy, if things are going really bad and you've communicated and you talked about it and things haven't changed, then that's when you know it's definitely not worth it. If you are just unhappy in general, if you're feeling miserable, if you're constantly doubting, I think that that's definitely something where you need to sit back and say, maybe this relationship is definitely not worth it. I think it's worth it when this person makes you happy, encourages you, loves you unconditionally, is not giving you ultimatums left and right, and you two work together and communicate together. And, when you break it down in the beginning, or from my experience at least, the relationship is a baby. It's a baby. You have to nurture it. You have to, set boundaries and limits to where you two are comfortable with it. You guys have to talk things out. You need to learn a lot. I mean, the beginning stages is learning. When somebody has a baby, you learn their mannerisms as such. When they're babies, you learn that when their certain cry is for hunger. Another cry is when they have a stinky diaper. Another one is when they have gas, or you just learn. You learn so much in the first whatever it is of the first part of the relationship, and you're always constantly learning. That doesn't ever go away, because we as human beings begin to evolve. I mean, we're always evolving and we're always changing, and we're always growing into our skin. And so that is the kind of stuff that you have to keep up with. But I think that where I was going with that, because I don't even remember where I was going with that, is that in the beginning, you're learning about each other. You guys are barely starting this relationship. You're together, you guys are making it grow. If in the beginning there's no effort from both of you, and you guys are just like whatever, or one of you is just like whatever, you already know, either you got to make the decision of you're going to stay in it, or you're going to talk about it. And if things don't change, what's the point of staying in it? You know what I mean? So if there are things that you have to learn together. And I mean, that doesn't even make sense, Stacy. Oh my goodness. There are things that you guys are going to have to learn, obviously, and you're going to have to learn a lot about each other. And in those moments, I mean, believe it or not, you can have a better idea of, is this person really for you, or are things going to work out? I feel like I'm just rambling now, but yeah, I just think the simplest answer is you'll know, and you won't have any questions about it. You'll just know that this is it. Like, this is worth it. Excuse me, I keep burping. Sorry if you didn't want to know that. Yeah, this is why I tend to edit a lot of my things. This not a lot of things, but this is why I like to edit the audio. Like the last times I did a podcast, is because there's a lot of dead space, because I think a lot, and so it gets really quiet. So if you hear any pauses, like I said earlier, that's just me thinking, me using my brain. How about that? Yeah, I feel like I answered that question pretty damn answered. It was pretty damn answered, but I don't know. I just think, ask yourself if it's important, what's important to you, and go from there. And like I said a million times, I think it's, if you're actually questioning it and doubting it, I don't think it's worth it. But then again, all that could have come from fear. You know what I mean? Like, we are constantly surrounded by fear, and fear sometimes brings in those doubts and those questions and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with asking if it is worth it or not. I mean, this is something that you have to invest your time and your heart and your feelings and emotions, and there are things you're never going to get back. Giving somebody your time is one of the most valuable gifts that you could ever give anybody. If you sit back and think about it, that is absolutely true. Time is of the essence. Time is something you will never get back. So when you're giving somebody time, you're never going to get it back. So choose wisely. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much. With that being said, thank you so damn much for spending your time here, gifting me your time and listening to my voice and my rambles and my pauses. So yeah, that was a good one. I think I should end it with that. Yeah, so fear may creep in, but don't let fear win. You have the ability to focus and see if it really is a genuine fear that you could just look past, or just be like, you know what, fear, I'm not going to let you kick my booty this time. I'm going to kick your booty, and then go from there. I mean, also just, give it some time and see where everything plays out and what happens with that. And soon enough, you'll figure it out. But essentially, only you can tell. You know what I'm saying? This couch is rather squeaky. Listen. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, next question. Whew, I'm a little out of breath. Okay, From Crystal7331, advice on how to make time for each other when you both have different work schedules. I can hear my neighbor still. Advice on how to make time for each other when you both have different work schedules. I think that this is a tough one because it depends where, or like if you guys live in the same city, if you guys are doing long distance. Crystal, I know you were saying you did long distance, but I don't know if you were still with that person or not, because I remember you let me know that something wasn't going right. But if they are, it depends. Like long distance is kind of hard. I mean, but there are so many people out there that can make it work. You just find a way, you know what I mean? Like communicate, again, with the communication, just communicate and talk. And, you know, ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Be like, hey, you know, like I really, really enjoy. You know, what was funny, you guys, is when I sit here and I try to give examples and I like get into the mode and I'm like, hey guys, my voice changes and it's just crazy. Anyway, I just noticed that right now. But you know, talk. Ask when he or she would be willing to talk, you know, or when they would be willing to talk or make time, or how, you know, I think it's all in the communication. I think it's all in asking them and talking to them about them and expressing yourself. You know, telling them, hey, I really want to talk to you and I really want to make this work, and I know that the schedules are crazy right now and we have different crazy schedules, but you know, how can we make this work, or what works for you, and I'll let you know what works for me, and we can both come together and figure it out. But nonetheless, know that whenever somebody is truly really, really into you and really wants to be with you and whatnot, or even just friendship, like they're going to make time for you. Somebody who genuinely wants you in their life is going to make time for you, no matter how busy the schedule is. Remember that. No matter how busy your schedule is, no matter how busy theirs is, you know, they're going to find ways to text you, ways to write to you, ways to, you know, hear your voice or talk to you or spend time with you, or whatever it is, they're going to find some way. If this person is not up to finding a way, then you do not need to have them in your life. You know, it's more than clear when they don't want to, or when they just seem like, like, I don't know, whenever, we'll find time whenever. Like, that answer right there is clearly telling you, yeah, I don't really care, like, whatever, like, it's not as important to me as it is to you, you know what I mean? So, I think that is number one thing that you should figure out. If, you really want to make time for each other, you will make time for each other. No matter what the situation is, there will always be a way, and you will find a way. So, yeah. Equal efforts. Equal efforts. Next question. The one true Marco says, random question, what is your favorite pizza toppings? I love this because I'm hungry. I love this question right now because I'm super freaking hungry right now. And pizza sounds absolutely amazing, but ready for this? Are you ready for this? This is my favorite topping. Let me get in my pizza mode. My favorite toppings on a pizza, because, you know, pizza is my absolute favorite. I love pizza. Pizza is the best. So, I was about to break character. Okay, I broke character already. As I love pepperoni and mushrooms. Those are my two favorite toppings. My girlfriend's favorite cheese. My girlfriend's favorite cheese. Listen to me. My girlfriend's favorite pizza topping is cheese, which I think is the absolute cutest thing ever. Even though my baby girl is lactose intolerant. It's a lactose. She is not lactose intolerant because I love sitting on her lap. Anyways, cheese pizza. Yeah, that's her favorite. I think that's so fucking cute because when you think about it, she is lactose intolerant. But, you know, she never forgets to take her pill. And I always tell her, baby, you have to take your pill. Because if you want to enjoy this pizza, but lately it's been really cute because lately she'll tell me, you know, whenever we're not having, you know, pizza dates or whatever, she'll have like pepperoni and mushrooms because, you know, she misses me. She's like, baby, I had pepperoni and mushroom because I miss you. And I'm like, oh, stop it. Yeah, so I love pepperoni and mushrooms. But I love pizza. I mean, I freaking love pizza. Yeah, Biology, which is my favorite freaking place to go for pizza. Okay, let's be real. I like any pizza most of the time. But I shouldn't say that because that's not true. I do like a lot of pizza places, but Biology is like my go-to because I just love Biology. And one day I hope to be sponsored by Biology. I don't know why But I do. I love biology, and it'd be so freaking cool if I could be like, gays. Oh my goodness. Guys, guess what? I'm sponsored by biology, one of my favorite pizza places ever. If not my actual, that's my favorite place. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Yeah, when I go there, I get light marinara, and then I get extra mozzarella cheese and pepperoni full all over the damn pizza, and mushroom all over the damn pizza, and then half jalapenos if I'm feeling spicy. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. But yeah, but my go-to favorite, all-time favorite is mushroom and pepperoni. That's it. Next question. Okay, I think this is the last one. No, actually, okay, I'll answer this long one last, but I got another one from Madeline, and it says, I graduated college this summer, and I'm absolutely lost and terrified. I know that's normal, but no one has said much to make me hopeful or feel like I'm going in the right direction. How can I be hopeful when I feel lost? Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you for asking this question. I'm saying asking me a question. Excuse me, I burped again. So this is something I'm familiar with. Something that I have dealt with, and a lot of us deal with. So it's good that you asked this, because there's so many people who are going to be listening to this right now and say, that's me. Me, hashtag me. Hashtag me. And I think that a lot of us hope and wish for someone to be like, drop some knowledge on us and some wise words and be like, hey, young grasshopper, this is going to be great for you. You just got to keep going towards your North Star and don't stop until you reach it. I don't know why I gave that person an accent, but I get you. I get that you're feeling scared and lost, and it's normal to feel that way. So I think first and foremost, know that it's okay to feel the way that you do. The world is a scary freaking place, especially when you feel like you ain't got no direction. And if you don't know if you're heading in the right direction. I think my personal opinion, my personal advice to you is that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're working towards or that you want to work towards, do it now, ASAP. Start finding ways to not waste any time, because like I've already said so many times on this podcast, is that time is valuable, incredibly valuable, and I should spend some time working on my speech and my articulation of words, because I suck at it today. That always happens. Every time I make a video or something, I'm always stumbling my words. Anyhow, so now that you're out of college, I think, first of all, congratulations. I forgot to say that, but I was going to say that earlier when I replied to you on the actual message. Comment. I wanted to say that, but I was like, I'll just say it when I'm here. So congratulations on something so awesome and completing something and your accomplishment. That's amazing. Now, all you gotta do now is keep working, work hard for everything you want, and remember that you don't, and even though it's really nice to hear words, of wisdom and positivity and encouragement, remember that you have to motivate yourself. I thought about motorboat. Anyways, you have to motivate yourself. You have to encourage yourself. You have to do it for you, because oftentimes we're not going to get that from anybody else. People are not going to stop their time to say things to you every single time. That's just how life is. You know what I mean? So when you don't get that, make sure you have that already, so that when somebody else doesn't say it to you, it's not going to hurt you, because you have it yourself. You're giving that yourself. You know what I mean? That's something that I've had to come to terms with so many times, because I always appreciate, and it's not to say that now I don't appreciate when people encourage me or whatever, or say really kind words to me, because I love it. I love it so much. But let's get a little example-y here. There was that void that I had at times when I really needed to hear some words and I didn't have it. Well, I replaced that with me telling myself, encouraging myself, inspiring myself, motivating myself. And so whenever I didn't get it from somebody else, or I didn't hear it from somebody else, it didn't make a difference, because I was always there. So I was like the way that I thought about it in my brain right now was like I'm building this little, I don't know, structure of encouragement, but I'm at the base. So there's no hole now. That void was a hole. There's no voice because there's no voice. There's no hole because I filled it in with my own encouragement, my own love, my own acceptance, my own unconditional support to myself, for myself. So when I didn't have it, it wasn't, it didn't, the pain didn't or the sadness or whatever it is, the discouragement or disappointment didn't fall straight down into a ditch or the hole underneath what I was building. It fell onto me. I was the one that said, okay, I gotta encourage myself and support myself. And it's been tough. It is tough. It's not something super easy. For some of us it's easy. For others it's not. But, I know the feeling of wanting someone, especially someone that you love so much or the people that you love so much, to turn around and be like, hey, you're doing great. Just continue to do what you're doing. If life gets tough, blah, 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 but you got to keep going. I understand. You guys have, maybe you do have an idea, but I think it's just the expression that I say, you have no idea how much it means to me when my girlfriend will turn around and be like, baby, I think you're this, you're that, you make me proud, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, this is awesome. It makes me so happy to hear that, genuinely happy, And or when you guys will tell me you inspire me to do better, or you inspire me to this, or your videos help me so much. I love hearing that. I love it so freaking much because it's such a boost in your confidence and it just makes me want to keep doing what I'm doing, because I've been feeling very, very discouraged for many, many months now, for years. And so when I hear it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I want to keep doing this. I want to keep doing this even more than I already want to. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand where you're coming from when you're saying this. So I was just thinking about how I should have probably made this into 2 because it's running long. It's about 40-something minutes. So, yeah, so I was just saying, just make sure that you tell yourself these things, and then that way when you are the one having your back when other people give you wise words and keep you feeling hopeful. You have already done the work, or the work beneath that, and so it just adds on to you and encourages you more than it would if you didn't have that base. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I am so sorry. Forgive me for not making sense. Sometimes I think things and it's oh yeah, that makes sense, but then I try to say it out loud and it's that does not make sense. It made more sense in my head than it did out loud. So yeah, I think, Malin, you need to just work hard, work hard and most importantly, do it for yourself. I know that a lot of times those that you love around you are, not necessarily pressuring you, but there is that pressure to do good, extra good. Now that you accomplished this, wow, now what? Now I want to see you doing good things. And I think the most important thing is that you have to have patience, and you also have to remember that things take time. Good things take time. Amazing things take time. It's not going to happen the first day, the second day, the third day. Maybe it's not going to happen in the first year, the third year, the seventh year, but if you keep at it and you keep doing it, be in it for the long haul. You know what I mean? For the long term end result. Be in it for that. If you're seeking for, short-term result or hoping for it, you're going to be very disappointed because things take time. And I think that if you just focus on the things that you want and you go and get them and you don't waste any time, you're going to continue to reach that, be on the path to reach that goal. Granted, sometimes we are going to lack the motivation, and we're also going to fall back on the things we wanted to accomplish, and we're gonna, waste time. But hey, today's a new day. Get your ass up and start doing it. You know what I mean? Trust me, I've had those days. I've had weeks where I'm just sitting there. I'm I don't want to do anything. This sucks. Blah, blah, blah. But then I'm yo, if I could continue to have this negative attitude, I'm only going to continue to have it. I'm only going to continue to stay in the same spot. I'm not going to get anywhere. So that's the moment when you've got to, slap yourself real quick and be listen, this, I mean, don't actually slap yourself, but it's figuratively speaking. Just get yourself up and start doing it. You know what I mean? Stop wasting time. If you really want something, you're going to have to do it. Which brings me to the the quote of today that I did. Oh, somebody screenshot it. Ooh, I see you, Araceli. That's probably so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it in a bad way. I just, shouting you out for screenshot, because I think that's really cool. Especially when you screenshot the quotes I put up. They're not my quotes, by the way. Only if it's whoever mine, it's gonna have my name on it. Anyway, so which brings me to the point. Listen to this, Madeline. This is crazy, because this is another thing of reasons. This is a reason. This is the reason. What is it? Everything happens for a reason. Okay, listen. You talked about this, right? And I'm answering it today. But this popped up, and I posted this today, and I didn't post it yesterday for one reason or another, and now the reason is because I had to post it today, because now it makes sense. Look, if you want something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Ain't that great? That speaks to me. You have to go get it. If you want it, go get it. It's not going to come to you. So, yeah, Madeline, I hope I answered your question. You just got to keep yourself hopeful, You've got to ask yourself what the heck you want in life and go and get it. Don't stop. You know what I mean? Do the things you love to do. And just focus. Focus, work hard, be patient, and before you know it, you're going to be getting there. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. No one has said that to me. I feel like I'm going in the right direction. Only you know if you're going to be going the right direction. As long as you're doing good and you're doing good for yourself and you're putting out good or whatever it is, and you're not, cheating your way through and all that stuff, don't listen to the people around you, because you know where you're going. You know what you need to do to get there. So focus on your thoughts and where you're going, and that will be in the right direction. I don't think, most of the time we don't know if we're going in the right direction or not. We just go, so just go. I think that's the most important thing, aside from having patience, is just go. Just do it. Just start doing it now. Stop wasting time. Stop thinking of, oh my gosh, is this right or is this wrong that I'm doing? Am I doing it the wrong way? Am I doing it the right way? Only you know. You know what I mean? As long as you're getting to your destination, whether you take a right or a left or whatever it is, at the end of the day, you have control of your car and where you're going. So take control and you go there. I think that was a very strong ending to that question. So hopefully I answered. If not, hit me up again. We can figure something out. All right, and last question. I know I've talked. This is 42 minutes, and I don't think I'm gonna edit it. So it's a long video. I mean, a podcast. All right, so last one. Inspiring bravery asks. This is a long one. Okay, I met this girl at college, and she's amazing. I was talking with her friend and found out that she smokes weed sometimes. I've always been taught that drugs are bad, and I've never seen a person that used them for fun. I assumed that she was hurting, and her friend told me that I was being hurtful. I didn't realize that was the case, and the friend, where am I at? Told her what I said. I tried to talk to the girl, and she wouldn't talk, so I sent her an apology and explanation through a DM, and she didn't look at them or respond. It's been 3 months since I sent the last message. My friends say to give up because she won't listen to my apologies, so she isn't worth it. I was just trying to make sure that she was okay. I've never liked anyone this much, and I don't want to give up, because ignoring me doesn't sound like something she would normally do. I had a falling out with her close friends, so I'm not sure if they have any influence over her, how she's handling this. Sorry, my glasses just rubbed up against the against the microphone. Where am I at? I really care about her, and I had no intention of being rude or hurtful. I know that doesn't count for much, but I just want her to understand that I don't care anymore about the drugs and just want to be there for her. Should I let her go? I really don't think she would hurt me intentionally like this. Thanks for listening. I've watched your channel since I was 14, and I think you're amazing. Seriously, your videos help me a lot. Thank you so much for watching my videos since you were 14. I already said that, but I am so happy. It's just so great to hear that you've been here since 14. I don't know how long that's been, but I mean, if you're in college, yeah, that's probably 3 or 4 years. So thank you so much for sticking around and being around since then. That's amazing. I'm so glad that my videos have helped you. That is absolutely wonderful, and I really, 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 really do hope that they continue to help you and they continue to help others, because that's just such a great feeling. But I think your friends are, to an extent, I think they were right. I think that if you've tried and tried and tried and this girl just doesn't budge and she's just ignoring you, move on. You know what I mean? Like, move on with life. I know this is not what you want to hear, and I know as soon as I said move on, you probably had like a little like pain in your heart, like, I got stabbed. But I think, you know, don't waste your time on people who are not gonna make time for you in their lives. This girl is clearly being influenced. If you're saying that you know that she's not like this girl is clearly being influenced by her friends. And somebody who allows themselves to be influenced by their friends to not talk to somebody, you know where you stand. You know what I mean? Like, it's clearer than water. Unless it's like the ocean, because that, I mean, in California ocean or whatever, that's not clear. But we're not talking about that. Anyway, sorry, I go off on tangent. But I think that it's clear as day. If this girl is just not wanting to talk to you, what can you do? You know, it's like, or I mean, you can find other ways, like writing her a letter and handing it to her, talking to her, finding her, not being a stalker or anything, but like, if you know where she's at in a class or whatever it is, talk to her and be like, listen, I just want to talk to you. I just want to apologize. After this, you don't ever have to talk to me again or whatever it is, but I just want to talk to you and express yourself that way. You know, there are ways of doing it, but personally, to me, I think that you should let it go for now. Focus on what's important. Focus on your studies. Focus on what you got to do. Focus on yourself. Focus on doing the things that you want to do. And let it be. You know what I mean? Give her some time. Eventually, if these friends are bad news, she's going to figure it out. And once that happens, maybe she'll come back to you, depending on how big her ego is. But maybe she'll come back to you and be like, hey, you know, I was really silly for letting them influence me the way they did, blah, blah, blah. You know, if somebody's meant to be in your life, they will eventually find a way and they will come back into your life. Sometimes, you know, the truth is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Sometimes people are just not meant to be in your life. And maybe she's not meant to be in your life. Maybe she won't ever come back. You know what I mean? I don't like to sugarcoat things, and I like to be straight up, because the truth is, life has its ups and downs, right? Life is going to be tough. And sometimes it's not going to work in our favor. Most often than not, it's not going to work in our favor. So you have to figure it out. Figure out if it's worth, you know, being upset about and feeling the way you're feeling and feeling these negative feelings. Feeling sad and stuff like, or if it's not, because the more you feel sad, the more you feel negative, the more you're going to keep yourself there, the more it's going to sting you. Or you can, you know, get your butt off of this feeling and start focusing on yourself, do the things you love, go out and be happy, go and enjoy yourself, laugh, love, you know, and let the answers come to you. Give time. You know, you also have to be patient. If this girl, you know, you realize that, I mean, look at what you said. You realize that this doesn't really bug you anymore. Like, you were taught that, you always knew that, but you've learned something that maybe others, you know, do it, like you said, for fun, and you've seen something new. She can't really blame you for the way that you were brought up, you know what I mean, or the ideas that you have of this. But she also has to see that it doesn't have to stay that way. It's like what I tell everybody. The things that you learn or the things that you're taught, you don't ever have to, especially when you're being brought up, you don't ever have to keep those or live by them. You know what I mean? You have the ability, once you know, that's why we have brains. That's why we have the ability to, you know, live our lives how we want and believe and have a mind of our own, because we have the option to continue to live like that, or continue to be, you know, or teach our kids new things, or whatever it is. You have the ability to go and be your own person. And I think that is exactly what, you know, I was saying right now, is that she also has to realize that just because you had that one thought doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that forever. Look at what happened. You know, if you don't talk things out, you're just going to hear one side of the story and that's it. And she, unfortunately, just listened to her friends, from what I'm reading, and that was that. She made her final verdict from that. So why keep somebody around who is not going to give you the light of day? You know what I mean? It's just, it's a crappy situation, and it's been 3 months, and that's a very long time. She hasn't even read anything. You know, I feel like now you're like getting the point. So it's up to you. Do you still want to continue and be there and wait around? You know, and not knowing if waiting around is just going to be a waste of your time? Or do you want to go out there, focus on yourself, do what you got to do, enjoy life, and then see if she comes around? And if she comes around, great. And if she doesn't, well, you know where you stood this entire time. I know it sucks because you really, 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 really like this person. Excuse me. But, you know, sometimes the people that we think won't hurt us are the ones that hurt us the most. The ones that we never thought would hurt us, those are the ones that would hurt us. You know, and so I think you are getting a taste of that right now, and just so you know, there's going to be plenty of that in your life. And that's why I think it's important to learn from every experience. And I think it's important for us to hurt, because if we don't hurt, we don't really learn, and we don't prepare ourselves for more hurt in the future. And so I feel and I say that being hurt is a good thing. And it's all in how you deal with things. So, and I don't ever encourage anybody to deal with it in a very bad way or in a negative way or in a malignant way. I think it's always good to learn from it and be positive, stay positive, and move forward and do good into this world. You see a lot of bad, put out good. You know what I mean? Put out more good, because this world needs more good. There's so much cruelty, and there's so much corruption, and there's just so much negative, bad things, but it doesn't mean that you have to add to that. You know what I mean? So I hope I helped. I know that it's hard, like I said, but if she's not the one, eventually you're going to find someone, and somebody's going to come along, and then they're going to just show you why this person just wasn't part of your life. Life itself is going to show you why this had to happen, or maybe you won't ever know the reason, but just learn from this. And you're starting to figure out, I don't know, maybe you've figured this out before, but to a new level, you're starting to figure out that you can't really trust everyone. And there are people who may seem to have your back, but they don't. There are people who, are just in it for convenience, or, will turn around and backstab you, you know what I mean? And, it's just all a part of life. And so the sooner that you realize this, and you know this, and you learn this, the sooner you'll start to build some tough skin, and just know that this is not meant to stay this way. The pain that you're feeling right now is not meant to stay this way. And we go through things so that we can learn, and we can grow. So if you're not growing, I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much where I'm going to end it. And I really hope that I did answer that. So thank you so much to all of you who commented your questions and asked for advice. I really hope that you continue to push yourself forward no matter what, no matter the ups or downs, You've got to. I'm on this journey with you. We're all on this journey together. We need to encourage each other. And if, you see somebody down, give them a couple words of encouragement. You can, if you're not good at expressing your emotions or whatever it is, show them a video that has helped you, and pass it on. It's very important to pass positivity on. So if you know somebody that needs to hear anything at one point of this podcast or any of my videos, please share them. Please do share them. You lose absolutely nothing with sharing them. I think we just need to spread positivity. We need to spread the good in this world. And, so thank you guys so much for being a part of this podcast, for listening, for giving me some of your time. I know it was a very long one. I think I may have to just start picking a few questions for these podcasts, and I don't know. Let me know. I know some of you really like the long podcasts, and some of you don't. So please let me know what you guys would prefer. Maybe 15, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, or if you guys don't really have a preference, if you guys are cool listening to me stumble on my words for an hour, close to an hour. So thank you so much in advance for that, and I guess I'm gonna head on out now. I'm gonna go eat something because I'm super hungry, and now I want pizza. Alright, well, I want to just thank you guys one more time. Thank you so much for sticking by my side, for the support, for the unconditional love, for everything. And if you do have any advice that you would like me to answer on this podcast, I haven't yet really figured out if I want to just continue to ask on Instagram or one of my other social medias, or if I want to actually set something up so that I know that this is for this podcast. I wanted to split this one up in two, but then I realized I want to just answer it all in one, in case somebody really needs an answer. because I know how it is. So yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But if you, in the meantime, if you do have anything, just send me a message, a DM, or whatever it is, on one of my social medias, just letting me know I would like you to answer this for your podcast, or this is an advice question for your podcast, or something. I don't know. You'll figure it out. But thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys next time. Make sure you check out my videos if you haven't. All the links will be down below, and subscribe to this podcast. I don't really know if you can do that, but if you can, please do. And we'll see you guys, or you guys will hear me next podcast. And before I go, you already know, if there's one thing I want to call to mind, there are actually three. No matter the highs or lows, always be sure, always be certain to do good, be grateful, and stay humble. I love you guys. See you guys next time. Bye.